Hello everybody, we're here with some holiday Hearthstone on this fine Christmas Eve when this will go up. For me, it is personally Monday, the 22nd. I'm not very good with days. We're just gonna jump right in here and I'll explain what's going on. Hearthstone is a CCG online from the wonderful people at Blizzard, set in the Warcraft universe, but nothing like World of Warcraft or StarCraft or any RTS like that. This is a turn-based CCG, quite different. I'm sure most of you, or a lot of you know this, but I'm gonna kind of be explaining for people that know a little less about this game, like me around beta times, which was a very confusing time for me. I'm just gonna throw down a spell summoning two mirror images with taunt. Taunt makes it so that any creature minion he plays that attacks me will have to kill both of these first. He can choose either one of them to send at me, however, or send one of his creatures at either of those. So this will allow me to get a little bit of early, just like board setup, while he has to break through those, especially with early game Warlock. He can have some decent creatures, but right now he's just got an 8-card hand and passing his turn, so it's pretty normal. I'm sorry, I traditionally play very fast at these games, and I'm gonna do my best to explain. So the mage is kind of like in Magic blue, that color full of spells. I have quite a few creatures in this deck because I don't have most or enough spells to really supplement this effectively. But like, I have the secret mirror entity here, which when procced will summon, the proc condition being when my opponent summons a creature, I get to copy it. Now I still have these two mirror images, so he's not going to be getting through here. I have one spell power, which will make my Flame Strike deal 5 damage to all enemy minions on turn 7, assuming I cast it. And I am really getting out of hand here. So, over these holiday times when we all have time off, what do you guys do? I really would like to know. See, I've just copied myself an Ogre Magi. Oh boy, it really is Christmas. Alright, so I'm going to use my hero power, which is essentially a renewable spell. Ping that for 1 damage, killing off his weak minions and bringing him down to 20 health. Now in Hearthstone, health isn't really that important. I mean, it's important because when you reach 0, you're dead, but, you know, it's not, like, critical. It's not... You can be pretty low and still turn it around with some good taunt and good play, which is something I cannot do myself, but many people can and have right in my face. That is why I play casual, and I still get wrecked. I realize casual is dangerous because since it's not ranked, you can be matched up with all sorts of sketchy people, I guess. They're not really sketchy, but all sorts of players of skill levels that are not equal to yours, certainly not equal to mine. But I really do enjoy this game, even though it can really kick my teeth in. Really do enjoy this. Alright, I'm gonna ping that so if he decides to run it into my taunt, he'll die. Assuming he doesn't have some answer, which is, I mean, pretty likely. Whew. Alright, if I can get him in kill range, can I? Or Reckless Rocketeer also works. Because, yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna let that... Actually, no, I'm not gonna let it stay. Why would I do that? But we'll definitely be removing it with a good old-fashioned fire blast. And so, yeah, alright, as you can see, since this is a class-based game, in a way, not much of one, but each class has unique spells, creatures, and hero powers, most importantly, I think, in the layout of this game. So, that is really... It makes it more interesting than an open-ended deck building experience, which I'm not exactly sure where I kind of stand on that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this turn, just to make sure I can ping him next turn and win. So I'm gonna end turn, pass it to him. And finish him next turn. The reason I've cast that fireball is because my spell damage gave it +1, so it did the 7, bringing him near lethal, except there's that. Maybe I should have held it. Maybe. But if I had held it, I would have only have been able to done 6, and I doubt he would have made much of a different play. You never know, though. I'm gonna burn one of my flame strikes, considering how close we are to lethal. Hopefully I can just get something to ping for 2 instead of fire blasting him enough. Whew.
For Najatar.
Oh, okay, we have lethal. Well played. Fireball, Wolf Rider. G. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, first game was a win. That's really good, actually. It's a good start. So these are my other decks, but we're just going to continue with Dumbledore this episode. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my buddy Future Charlie, and he's going to explain this deck to you after we get a few games under our belt, just so you kind of understand better how this deck works, as opposed to my commentary, which isn't the best at explaining things like this. I'm very bad at just explaining it to people in a very basic sense. I can kind of explain my thought process at a little higher of a level, but I realize that that is not helpful if you have no idea what I'm starting out talking with. So I'm gonna scrap a card there, so I have a turn 3 play, which I very luckily top decked, quote unquote. I mean, that I very luckily got a hold of. I'm gonna start again with the nice opening play of 2 mirror images, allowing my opponent to make the next move. Leper Gnome, Leper Gnome, Leper Gnome. I think this will be my turn 4, is Arcane Intellect, Mana Worm followed by Arcane Intellect.
Powering up. Portals online.
I'll get my Mech Warper in there, making my mechs cheaper, assuming I draw any of them, which is not a fair assumption at all. Oh gosh, is this a Death Rattle deck? I really hope not. Oh, I was like, why did I draw a card? And then I realized the way Hearthstone does card draw is weird. It draws it before your opponent is considered fully done, which always throws me a little bit off. So, unlike a mana system like Magic, you get these crystals, you get 1 more each turn, and they replenish. So, like, I'll have, it says it right there, when your turn starts, you'll gain a new crystal and fill empty ones, so that will give me 4 next turn, allowing me to either Mirror Entity, which I think I'll save for a late game play, later game, assuming I get there, and just Mana Worm, Arcane Intellect. Yep. Making him a 2/3, and allowing me to get a Flame Strike and an Iron Fur. The Flame Strike will be good for board clearance, assuming he's running a Zoo Warlock, which could very well be what's going on. For those of you that don't know, a Zoo Warlock is a Warlock that just gets a lot of creatures on the board real fast, tries to overwhelm you real quick, like, oh, like this, like he's got a minion with charge right in my face. It's a mocking me. I have a feeling he's, yep, gonna leave the worm alone. Try and rush me down. Sadly, that would have worked on old Charlie. And probably would still work on me. But I've got my Mirror Entity out, so next turn, if my opponent plays in a minion, I will get a copy of it. Will not double proc my Mana Worm, sadly, but that's fine. I will get my own Wolf Rider. It's good. I have a feeling he's just going to run that into that. Yep. Oh, he got mine. Whew. Okay, yeah. So he's essentially running all of his creatures into my board, which is fine because I don't want control of the board. I just want to get him dealt with. Alright. Ascension Shield Master Taz Dayton. Oh. Sorry I'm all over the place with this. I just play fast, I talk fast, I walk fast when I'm playing Hearthstone. And I'd like this to be a very relaxing video, but I know it won't be. I'm gonna be pretty I'm gonna pretty much try and be really laid back with this, because it's the holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa, sure. That's what you celebrate. Anything like that, me and myself, I celebrate Christmas like most people. Not that if you don't, it's wrong. It's really up to you and your beliefs, so. But that's what I do around the holidays. My family's all showing up tomorrow, so I've got to record this tonight, get it ready to roll for Wednesday, the big old Christmas Eve. Hopefully this will be done. Who am I kidding? It'll be done. It's always done. It's not, but it's always done. So definitely, if you want to hear about more about how the inner workings of this deck happen, definitely stick around for after my commentary, air quotes, to learn if you're a little less Hearthstone acquainted. It's a good way of putting it. I'll flame strike through that board right up. That's my phone. Oh boy. You may not have even heard that, but I'm assuming you do. You hear everything. They're like the NSA. Oh gosh. I thought he was gonna Hellfire. He still might. Nope. Okay. Novice Engineer to get some card draw. Onoyotron Goblin Blast Mage. Let's get it done. I should have done that a little differently. Oops. Should have played. Oh no, I had to do all of that, so never mind. Wait, what was the third? Novice Engineer, I could have waited. Oh no, because I top decked up. Okay, no. Never mind, I had zero control of that situation. Well, about how he exploded, I had some control. What's with these arcane golems? They have charge, but they give me a mana crystal, and until... Alright. Yeah.
The gates are open.
I'm gonna Lord of the Arena, Polymorph, make that a 1/1 sheep, some very important removal in a mage deck like mine. Gives me some flexibility with the board instead of trying to outbuff a creature, which I cannot do as a mage. It's very tough to do as a mage, which is fine. I understand that he's gonna be able to... Don't double Shadow Bolt. Oh, Mortal Coil. Card is so good. Good card draw and pings.
Why do you call?
And it's 1 mana. It's cheaper than my ability. Double Void Walker. Oh god. That's bad. They real bad. That's good. Taunt thankfully does not affect spells, so mages don't worry too much about it because you can ping through shields and such. Got my 7/7 Divine Shield. He's like a War Golem, but pimped. And he would have triggered my Goblin Blast Mage. See, now is when Hurricane Golem is useful, because that just gives him a 4/2 4/2 3. Yeah. Oh, yep. Okay. Okay.
To Northrend!
To Northrend! Now, I probably mentioned this, but I have nothing, like no knowledge of this War Crickety Craft universe with which we are technically playing, in which we are technically playing. So, like, if I see a card and people are like, oh, that's from this, I have no idea. Like, forgive me. I really do enjoy this game. I played a little World of Warcraft until I realized how much things cost in the world. And that's GG.
Well played.
If I'd lived that, I could have tanked him and won. But that's okay. I digress. Alright, we're 1-1. That's not too bad for this deck. It is my pride and joy. The rest of these decks are not exactly too well done, but like I said in Magic, I typically play blue. I really like Memnarch EDH. Ooh, that's fun stuff. I haven't played in a while, but that's really okay. Because now I have Hearthstone, which means I can do it online with complete strangers. Which is the one thing about CCGs that are offline. Like, I enjoy CCGs, but getting the time and people to play them with, it's not easy. It's really not. Like, that's why I enjoy Hearthstone, is because I can on demand find someone that's like, I'll play some cards with you. And it makes it addicting. It's a very addicting game. Whew. It just came out on Android, really nice on my tablet. Makes it so I'm way less efficient when I'm not at a computer. So much less. Found a way to get it on my phone. That's a fun little Androidy thing to do. Sorry, iPhone users, but that is why I like Android. Which isn't really something to apologize for, I suppose, but that is why Android is my preferred platform. I can have control over my game and my work. Alright, Clockwork Gnome. Really hate Clockwork Gnome. I do have the coin. I'll do a turn 2. I don't know if I've exactly explained the thought process in my head now, but my plan, if I did I stutter? Apparently, is I will coin, gaining an extra mana crystal, allowing me to play Mana Worm, coin, and Flame Cannon, dealing 4 damage, killing the gnome, and giving me a 3/3 Mana Worm all in one play. I did that in the wrong order again. Oops. I really hate that. Really do. Maybe one day I'll remember. Because I had it right in my head, but I did that a little wrong. I'm sure it'll be fine. If it's that consequential in this game, I've done something wrong. Oh, an Ogre Warmaul! Darn it. Hit the right enemy. That can circumvent Taunt, which is really annoying. All the Ogre cards can, and those are just like a 50% chance to hit the wrong enemy. So, if that happens again, he will have circumvented my taunt, which I really hope he doesn't, because that divine shield is great. And it'll prevent the damage dealt to it the first time it's hit. I'm sure I've mentioned most of these things, but I don't know what I've said and what I haven't. I've tried to record this video more than once today. First time the audio, second time the audio. So I think I've finally hit the sweet spot right here. Alright, hit the right time. That hammer is broken. It's broken. I'm gonna Kobold and just hit for one, hit for another one. Because his spider tank has to run into me anyway, so I might as well make him do it. Instead of giving him a free shot at my face. At the money maker. What the money maker? Yeah. Alright. I have another question for those of you that do celebrate Christmas.
Something needs tinkering.
Or like holiday gift exchanging at all. What's on your list? What are you looking forward to come tomorrow morning around your tree, or come around one of those 8 nights of Hanukkah? Or what are you looking for to show up? What do you really want this year? Tell me in those comments. I want to hear it. I'd like to know. I'd like to know. Alright. Nope.
Hurry up! Portals online!
Alright. Well, at least make this worthwhile to clean out that taunt. Hearthstone has also recently enjoyed a new expansion called Gnomes vs. Goblins, which is where this little guy come from. And it's really actually kind of interesting. It's what got me back into this, especially with that Android release. Having it on the go everywhere I go. Oh, people always ask me, why are you a disappointment to your family? The answer is still unknown to me. Still unknown. But that's what people always ask me. And I know most of you are thinking, hey, I didn't ask for your life story. I know.
Something needs tinkering?
Shut up and like get out of here, please. I don't need you if you don't care about my life story. Because it's mine. I own it. I'm gonna get deep with you here for a minute. Deep notice, like on screen there will be like deep spoilers about my childhood. It's my life story, okay? Just let me have that. Please stay and listen. This is the Hearthstone holiday half hour,
Get back, yes,
which is
Sammy.
a lot of H's and a lot of fun. Really do enjoy this game. It's been kind of what I've been doing, not exclusively, but pretty close to exclusively. I'm gonna Arcane Intellect into a second Arcane Intellect. And by second Arcane Intellect, I mean Mirror Entity. Fireball that guy. Hit that guy up for 4. If I take 7 on the chin, then I'll just fireball him. Oh no, I'll Argent Commander. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. It's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it. Okay. Okay. Oh! Oh-ho! Lost toasted. I'll take that. Wish that had been the salty dog again. It wasn't. Alright, looks like I'm going to Argent Commander
To Northrend.
and Arcane Intellect. Running me into that. Really can't spare health, so I'll just play Pulse Riders. If I were a little earlier in the game, I would definitely be okay with just hitting the face. Next turn, I think I'm gonna go for Gnomish Inventor, Micro Machine, followed by Goblin Blastmaster, hopefully clearing out whatever he decides. What? I'm sorry, let's talk about that card again. Deal 1 damage to a random minion, repeat until a minion dies. It's really interesting, actually. It's a card mechanic I'm really okay with. So I think I'm gonna start out with Micro Machine, Goblin Blast Mage, and see if RNG is not with me. RNGesus, I am sorry, but I'm converting. RNG was more with me that time. So that will let my Micro Machine buff up. He gets 1 attack each turn, no matter whose turn it is. So by my turn, he'll be a 3-2, assuming he lives that long, which is very generous. Really don't know that he will. He's got 1 card in his hand. I do have a good advantage. Destroy all minions except 1, chosen randomly. Mike! Oh! I thought for a minute he made it. I thought he'd gone all the way. He didn't. I'm gonna hit for 6 and then 5. Because I have a distinct card advantage. I've got 6 damage to close the deal when he hits at 11 health or below. Or there's that. That'll throw a wrench in my plans. Actually, no. Oh, no, it really won't. I'm less concerned about it. And instead of picking for 1, I'll summon my Novice Engineer to gain myself a card. I have my second Flame Strike and my second Fireball with me. Got some nice removal in hand. Not that he can build up too big of a board, considering he has nothing to summon with, except what he top decks. How many? He's at 14 and I'm at 9. Okay, so can't play the stall game. Don't really want to play the stall game. Really scared of that. Destroy an enemy minion with taunt. Oh, I have nothing with taunt. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, if I had a spell power of it. Nope, doing it anyway. I'll microwave the board essentially, or nuke it. If you're in my family and you microwave things, you quote-unquote nuke it, apparently. I really don't understand my family. Sometimes. Other times they're too alike. All too alike.
My blade be thirsty.
Oh-ho! Okay.
Well played.
I'm going to drop my proverbial GG, finish this with a fireball, which is why mages tech it. Tekkit, T-E-K-K-I-T. That's a mod pack of Minecraft for like 1.2.5. Alright. We're at the 25-minute mark. We're gonna make it a little longer than a Hearthstone half hour here. Let's go for 3 wins. No, we're 1-1, 2-1 now, I think. Let's see if we can go 2-2 or 3-1. We're gonna see. I would normally take the advice of most everyone in my family because no one believes in me. Hey, quit while you're ahead. But no, we're going all the way. We're not doing a Hearthstone 25-minute special. Nope. And I'm also not counting in this time a deck explanation, which may push this video to an hour. I goodness hope not, but I'm okay with it if it does. Turn into a half an hour or a whole hour. But we're not copping out 26 minutes. It's not right. If I had coin, I'd be over the moon. You know, just pass turn. So next turn I can mana or mirror image, giving me a 2/3 and 2 O2s with taunt. That's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna greet this gentleman or lady. Kubla is not a name that I can very safely associate gender with. I wish I could. Oh, he's a chatty one.
Thank you.
I'm kind of flattered. I really am. So we're gonna start a little fire here, play with the water a little bit. Mech Warper, and tip 2. Hopefully I can get some more of my mechs here quickly. Ooh, Goblin Blast Mage would be a great top deck, but if not, I can Novice Engineer and Fireball whatever the heck he wants to summon.
Just me and Mr. Bite.
Ooh, I may Fireball that. I don't wanna though. Fire Blast. Oh, I can Fire Blast the Dragonling though. So I think we'll top deck and Fire
My
Blast.
invention.
Because I still have the Eternal Stallers. And next turn, assuming he summons nothing, I can hit that for 4 with my random Flame Cannon attack, giving me a 3/3, a 2/3, a 1/1, and 2 O2s. Assuming he does nothing of the sort this turn. Of course, that's not fair to my opponent, but that's the way you kind of have to assume. I really don't like the person that voices Leopardome. I don't know who they are, I'm really sorry, but that voice irritates me to no end. Oh, Shadow Word Pain. Really hate that card. It's good removal. It's really good. Because early game it cleans out things. If only I'd been able to heal him sooner.
Oh, if you're sure.
Alright, and I'll mirror Entity, which is the secret, of course, that lets me copy an opponent's minion, not creature. We're not playing Magic. That is a lot of my nomenclature in this game. I consider them sorceries, spells, instants, things that they aren't, and I know that's gonna drive some people insane. But here's the thing: I played a lot of Magic. I did.
I must consider.
It's part of my past. And we've already established that you did not ask for my life story. But guess what? You got it anyway. You got it anyway. Alright. So, in my head, we're just gonna hit this Guru Bashi for everything we got. Using my Guru Bashi and my Mech Warper to just clean his board once more. He still hasn't dealt with his mirror image, which is really sad. I played that turn 2. We're 4 turns deeper, and my 0-2 is still on the board. No, I'm not mocking Kubla. I can respect Kubla. I can. I'm sure he's a great dude, but the way he's playing right now, he's a scrub. Sort of. Really like playing with these boards. Fire! Heart. Drop that Oasis Snapjaw. Which is how he plans to deal with my mirror image. Which I'll let him do. I don't want to burn my second fireball, so he's lucky. Ping will power him up. And he thinks he was gonna get off scot-free. Next turn, I will actually probably hit this up to give him 8 with my own Fire Blast. Now you might be thinking, oh Charlie, that's pretty cruel, you know, that's pretty dark stuff. Oh! Oh, Dios mío! Holy Nova. Good card. Good card.
Not quite what was planned.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You done goofed, kid. That's all I can say. You done goofed. He's gonna hold on to that thing. Well, then again, you gotta hold on to what you got. Doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. 11, 13, 19. If only I had the 1 damage, and I would normally have at this point in the game. But he's gonna get him so close to dead. It's not even funny. Love Gurubashi when I steal it from other people. I do not check it in this deck, which is kind of, I think it's understandable because, you know, healing it to keep it alive is what you normally gotta do, or put it behind a bunch of taunt. And I do have quite a bit of taunt in this deck, considering I'm very spell heavy. I don't like having things just run into my face over and over. We're gonna come in at around the 30-minute mark because I don't think he can really do much else to me. He can kill my Gurubashi, but I have lethal with my Fire Blast. So, this has been a fun game, Kubla. Oh no, he's circumventing death. Oh no. Oh no, no, the damage. You know what's more fun though than Mech Warper Fire Blast? You know what's more fun than that? Fireball. Well played. 6 damage. GG Kubla. Checking in around 32 minutes before we add in my deck tutorial on how I made this deck. Now don't expect like a ton of thought process. I put quite a bit of time into this, but I also do know about my CCG, like spell full decks. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with some more Hearthstone sometime. Not really sure how we're gonna fit it in, but I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Hello again, guys. This time we're here just to look at this deck I've constructed. Now I know it's not the best, and I know that this isn't really the best deck I've ever made, but we did go 3-1, so I thought you might be interested in seeing how this was built. Of course, this is Future Charlie coming in after the 3-1 record we had. I'm assuming that's what we had. I could be very wrong. Alright, so I'm gonna kind of go over my thought process when I started building this deck. Alright, so first I started out with a very clear goal in mind. My goal was to build a very spell-heavy deck because I'm very used to running those. And when building a deck like this, I don't like using deck lists for Hearthstone because when I build my deck by hand, I know what I've got in it. So, first I have an Arcane Missiles because it can give you an early 3 health lead, which isn't important. More importantly, it gives you a response in early turns to weak 1/1, 2/1 creatures such as a Leper Gnome. It can kind of remove those. Now, Mirror Image and Mana Worm go together like butter and toast, peanut butter and jelly. As a turn 2 or turn 1 coin play, Mana Worm coin. Mirror Image gives you a 3/3 and 2 0/2s. Very good. Flame can't, and it Mirror Image just gives you that early game protection from damage to hopefully get it so you can get a good setup. And Mana Worm, of course, is just like in a spell heavy deck like this, it gets buffed a lot, especially if you can keep it behind taunt like a Noyotron and Mirror Image, so you can get a pretty big threat on the board pretty early. Flame Cannon, just 4 damage to get removal on a deck that likes to buff creatures like how I run my Paladin. You get, a lot of creatures that are pretty big early, and you can clean them up with a Flame Cannon. Only need 1 though. A Noyotron's the same sort of an idea of early protection. It's very nasty to get through with only 2 to 3 mana at your disposal to kill him. He's got very good presence. Cobalt Geomancer just to buff up my spells, 2 of them. Also gives my curve a little bit of a boost in the 2 range. It's kind of nice. Mech Warper and Micro Machine. Turn 3 is really good. I really put these two in here just so that, because they go together so well. And new mech cards, so I wanted to play with those. Get a Micro Machine behind Taunt. You can get him to start up buffing and really wreck house. Especially with creature heavy decks like Hunter. Or Warrior. Warrior's a really good place for Micro Machine. Novice Engineer just gets you some card draw and a 1/1, which is but is decent on turn 2. Arcane Intellect, of course, is 2 cards, 2 card draw, and they're gold because they can be. So that's just, you know, to buff up your hand around turn 3 or anytime. Mirror Entity, as you saw, just kind of copies stuff, and I really like it because it forces your opponent to kind of deal with an extra creature, especially if you have nothing on the board and they played a taunt. It puts them in a tougher spot. Iron Fur is just more taunt to let me get set up. Wolf Rider is charged for some burst damage, especially end game or early game, kind of clean up stuff. Fireballs, classic mage, 6 damage. Can get the final kill twice. Well, it did for us twice. It really lets you get that last extra mile and something. Polymorph is just kind of a really good end-all solution to big creatures. Late game, like we didn't see him, but Ragnaros is any big threat. Really, like Polymorph Blizzard cleans up. Polymorph Fire Blast cleans up too. Sorry guys, I'm a little sick. Gnomish Inventor, 2/4, draw a card. 4 drop, I mean the card draw is nice. Goblin Blast Mage goes with our above friends here. Just getting some burst cleanup early game, hopefully, is when he's ideal. Ogre Magi, just more spell power, and a 4/4 for 4 isn't half bad. Senjin, just taunt. Blizzard cleans up and gives me time to stall. So, you know, I can deal 2 damage to most minions, clean up some stuff if you're in a smaller scale creature deck, and stop the rest of the big creatures, or just slightly bigger creatures in their tracks, giving me time to solve them later. Argent Commander, charge Divine Shield. What more do you want in a minion, really? Like, he can deal 4 damage to clean up a minion, or help you clinch the match. Put some pressure on the opponent. We're almost done here, and we haven't been going but 5 minutes, and I didn't think this would take too long. But we have Lord of the Arena, just some more taunt. Reckless Rocketeer, more burst damage. Flame Strike really cleans up, just to kind of get that board empty so you can start over trying to get that advantage again. And the tank is A because it's a mech and I can get it for 7, assuming I have a Mech Warper up. And it's a 7/7 Divine Shield, which is decent. So slightly better War Golem, but it also takes part in the mech synergies, like having that in hand, and then having a Goblin Blast Mage helps because you can get some burst damage. And that'll stop me here, folks. I may have outroed in the last segment, but I'm going to outro once again. Have a happy holidays. Come back on Friday for more Nuclear Throne from Adam, and we'll see y'all next time.